Hello, my name's Keith Ratcliffe and this is my wife Hilary. We've got 4 children and in 2009 we went out as a family to M10 in Mexico.
We hadn't originally planned to go as a family. Initially 2 of our children wanted to go and talked about applying, and we were quite keen on allowing them the experience. We felt that going somewhere to a third world country and seeing a different side of life would be beneficial. At the time they were 17 and 19, but had sort of not done any travelling really to developed countries. So we were quite positive about that, and it was only after we'd been to the initial meeting that sort of vacancies in leadership came up that we ended up accompanying them as well, which made it a little bit different for them.
We weren't really nervous about letting them go because we knew Steve, who goes to our church, and we were confident in his ability to organise and look after the children when they were there.
We also knew that they were staying at a Y1 base, so although he hadn't had as much experience of taking groups abroad to situations like this, we knew that there was an established team out there who we would be working with, and so it wasn't like going completely unknown as a group and staying sort of in a developing country without knowing people. We knew that the base was there and that people would be going and doing the sorts of jobs that we were doing for some time.
Right, what we knew about M10 before we went, we had a day, training day in advance, which all the people who went came to, and that was a very useful day talking about Mexico, its culture, Y1 expectations and the building project. So I think we knew quite a lot by the time that we were ready to go. We'd also seen a video of a previous visit that Steve had been to the year before when he was building the house.
And when we actually had the sort of training day, we also had some contact with the base in Ensenada over Skype. It didn't work as well as we'd been as we were hoping, but it did mean that we did have a glimpse and that we sort of had seen some of the faces there and were able to ask questions of them before we went out. So I think we were fairly assured that everything was going to be safe for our children when we went out there. Ensenada is a developed city with a very poor area around it, but there is sort of cruise ships come into it, so there's a sort of one shopping street that is very westernised, but it meant that the students that went out did have access to the medical care if they needed it, and they could, if they wanted a break, go into town, and we felt reasonably safe. But all around the area there was so much poverty that we could do a lot of work there, and I think everybody who went with us really benefited. They all related very well to the children that we worked with from the 2 different groups, and they all put their hearts and souls into the house build, so much so that sort of the second day, when there was a certain time for breaks, we had to wait for one thing to be finished. They were getting impatient because they just wanted to be helping and doing things all the time.
Yes, I would recommend the M10 experience to parents of young children. The actual base is by the Pacific Ocean and it's just on the sea, and we spent some time swimming in the sea, saw dolphins and pelicans. It was an ideal place to have a holiday. The base the facilities were good, the food was excellent, and the Christians who run it were very friendly, and they built hundreds of these houses throughout the year. The groups come from the United States and from Mexico, so the house build is